Okay, Marissa. This is voiceover commentary. I didn't record any live commentary during this because I'm stupid and I had my mic muted, so I have to talk over this. But yeah, I do really like fighting Marisa. She's probably the character I fought most so far in this game, and I'm just gonna kind of talk about the match and things I think I need to improve on, and things I did good, things I did bad, and just go with that. See what happens. But I was pretty happy in this set with my I missed a whiff punish there, and that uppercut thing I think is minus 15, so I can definitely punish that. Yeah, but I was practicing in this set, well, on the day I recorded this, I was practicing whiff punishing and buffering specials and supers and things like that. And I did a pretty good job in this set, getting kind of bullied right now. Cheap. You can actually cancel that way earlier than I am, I'm just not, for some reason. Yeah, buffering the super again, and I saw her jump, so hit the button. Big boot. I like that special move, it's pretty cool. Nice. Very well done on the counter there. Oh god, Marisa. Marisa the bully. Bonk. She's really cool though. I do love her alternate outfit. I think it's super cool. Definitely gonna have to give her a try one of these days. I have done her combo trials. I've did Manon's, Marisa's, Ryu's, Lily's. Oh yes, finally. I'm getting a bit better at that. But those are the only combo trials I've fully completed so far. I did quite a few of the other characters, but I haven't finished any of them, other than the ones I just mentioned. Yeah, I mucked up my combo there. One thing I'm doing pretty badly right now is I'm spending meter on drive rush way too often. Yeah, I buffed the super and I saw the punch. I think it's called Gladius, so good buffing there again. But one thing I'm doing is I'm using drive rush way too often in my combos and my pressure, so I keep burning myself out, which on Manon feels pretty damn bad, especially if I'm fighting against a projectile character or something like that. So, oh, I'm surprised that didn't work. That's unfortunate. Well, I guess it is technically a hit grab, it's not a command grab, so armor should work. Surprised that worked. Yeah, I do that a lot quite recently, where I do the quarter circle back light kick after knockdown to try and catch them jumping or, you know, forward walking or just doing anything other than crouch blocking. Nice. I love doing that. But it's really unsafe. I shouldn't use it as much as I do, but I just like making reads. I think it's really fun when you make them and they work out, even if they're super dangerous. Oh, yeah, I tried to whiff punish there with a super. A little bit too slow. Yeah, when I'm in this kind of position, I think it's really bad because I lose access to my OD hit grab, which I like to use a lot. I don't have drive rush, so I lose access to my combo routes and my pressure routes that I normally use, so I have to rely on just standard pokes, and it's a little bit more tricky because I don't really use Manon's grounded target combos, you know, her medium punch, medium kick, heavy punch, even though I should use them more. I definitely need to start using them more in punish counter situations so I can get plus frames, because I don't do the correct combos on punish counter. Yeah, buff it there. Lost my train of thought for a second. I don't use the increased what's-a-majoojaw. You know, the better frame advantage on hit from punish counters properly, so I need to work on that. I do know punish counter combos, I just have brain dead moments when I land them and don't do them. I just always default to the medium punch drive rush combo. Because when you do like a heavy kick jump in punish counter, you can do back heavy punch hit grab, and then it completely bypasses the need to do, oh that was terrible, completely bypasses the need to use the drive rush to get a hit grab combo. So I could definitely save meter in situations like that and stop burning myself out as much as I do. Because when you get burnt out in this game, people love to spam drive impact, because your options to counter it when you're burnt out are much more limited. Drive impact is pretty much in my opinion right now, given my very, very limited experience, the best way to counter drive impact. Just use yours and return to it. Unless you have, you know, specific setups that big drive impact, you know, like mashing light punches and stuff like that. Which I do see a lot of players using. I did that then, but I didn't realise at that moment that that was a counter. So when she does that into charged Gladius, I can do a command grab and pull her out of the charged Gladius. I'm not too sure on the frame data of that string. I think it's a target combo. I don't know if it's medium punch into Gladius, or heavy punch. I think it's medium punch, but I don't know if the medium punch into uncharged Gladius is a true block string or a frame trap. I'm gonna have to look at that, but I know the medium punch into the fully charged Gladius leaves a gap, but she has armor, so you have to use low attack. So I really should be using crouching light kick in situations like that to hit her out of Gladius and avoid the armor. Yeah, this is my new thing with Manon. Mashing light punch. Because if they do drive impact on wake up, it beats it. And being a grappler that Manon is, people do like to jump on you quite a lot. So if I use light punch like that, I can catch them jumping, force them to stay grounded, and once they start playing grounded more, I can start going for the command grab. And the good thing about light punch is you can like mash it quickly and make a true block string. But if you slow down the inputs, you can actually have the light punches frame trap off each other. So you can get like light punch into a light punch frame trap into another light punch frame trap. So it can stop people from fuzzy jumping and fuzzy mashing and stuff like that. So it's really good to kind of deter your opponents from using, you know, like fuzzy defense options and things like that. So I definitely need to start implementing that a bit more. And once I start optimizing my meter usage, so I save meter and not constantly use the drive rush combos, I can start doing like light punch, hit confirm into quarter circle forward kick, but do the OD version so it launches them, and then I could do the quarter circle back medium kick for better combos and corner carry and stuff like that, or level 2 supers. So I can kind of sort of spend less meter and optimize my damage in situations like that to make the light punch option on wake up and stuff like that a bit more terrifying. God, being in the corner in this game is so punishing. Way more punishing than it is in Strive. I mucked up my drive rush there. But I am getting a lot better at my drive rushes. I think, hopefully you'll see in this set and the next one that my drive rushes are starting to get better. Yeah, I burn myself out again because I'm overusing drive rush. Right, I buffered level 2 super there because I knew I was burnt out. And I couldn't use anything other than a heavy attack or a special move there to kind of meaty her, because if she did, I think she did the back roll on wake up. So I kind of expected her to do the drive impact there, so I buffered super preemptively to counter it. Yeah, I can do that combo when I do mashing like that if I conserve my meter a bit more, so I can get more damage from my combos. Because OD special moves only cost 2 drive gauge, whereas drive rush cancels cost 3. So it's a little bit cheaper. Well, this is just a slogfest, this match. Punches versus throws, what wins? This is a fairly long video, there's going to be 2 Marisa sets in here. Because I just like fighting Marisa, honestly. I think she's an interesting character, and I do fight her a lot, and she's probably the character that I'm most comfortable fighting right now, and the character I know most about in terms of matchups, although my matchup knowledge isn't very great right now. I do have an idea for a new video format where I do gameplay, and it's kind of like a gameplay guide video combined, but it's going to take some time for me to do that. Unfortunately, I was going to do it with this video, but I couldn't do it with this one because my dog is hurt right now, and I need to take care of him. He's injured his leg, and it's looking like it's going to require surgery to fix it, so I don't have the time to make that video yet because it's going to be quite time consuming to make it, but hopefully once everything's sorted I can start making it. What I'm going to do basically is I'll talk more about the gameplay, and that's happening in the video in a moment, but you can watch for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do matches where I watch the replays in the replay thing with the replay mode in the game with the frame data on, and then I'm going to look for situations where I can get punish counters. See, I got a punish counter there, but I didn't do the right combo. Look for situations where I can escape pressure, because really here I'm not super familiar with what I'm supposed to do. I'm just kind of blocking and making reads as to what I think, when I think she's going to be doing charge Gladius and stuff like that. So I'm going to use the frame data replay mode to look into these kind of pressure sequences and try and optimize my pressure routes, my combo routes, and look for situations to get punish counters, and then, you know, lab punish counter combos. And when those situations happen in the video and I talk about it, I'll put a cut in where I've already labbed this stuff, and I'll, you know, like my guide videos where I do like combos and I put the inputs on the screen, I'll slide that into the gameplay after the moment where it happens, so you can like see my research, I guess, technically. Kind of a long way to explain it, but you'll see when I get around to doing it, although it's going to take some time. I will try it. And for those of you, for those of you that are curious, I am interested, well, not interested, I am going to return to Strive at some point, but right now my focus is on learning Street Fighter 6, because I do legitimately enjoy this game, even though there's some things in it I'm not overly fond of. I think Drive Rush is a little bit too strong right now. I think I don't personally like the drive impact mechanic. I'll be honest with you, I'm not good at dealing with it, and I find it to be a little scrubby. People are going to disagree with that, and you're entitled to your own opinions, just as I'm entitled to mine, but I feel like it's a little bit cheap right now when people can just whiff crap and do drive impacts and stuff like that. I will get better at dealing with it, but right now I need to really focus on learning this game, because I do want to put time into this. I plan on playing this game for the next couple of years, like I did Strive, so I've got to learn it. And I'm going to kind of balance my time between this, Strive, and obviously Mortal Kombat 1 when that comes out later on in the year, so I will come back to Strive at some point, I just don't know when. Could be Season 3, could be sooner, I'm not sure. Kaboom. That damage. Ugh. Yeah, that's a good move, that. I don't know what it is. It's like a guard point move, and then she can cancel into different stuff. She has a command grab from it, I think, and an overhead and a low. But I think all of those options are punishable, so it's a bit risky. And you can hit her out of it with lows, I think, because it only has upper body armor. I think most armored moves in this game only have upper body armor, but yeah, I don't take advantage of that right now. Yeah, I'm trying to work on my spacing here. With Manon, I have a tendency of standing slightly too far away, so I can't get punishes. Standard pressure that I normally use. Because I normally have to use heavy attacks to punish, like whiff punish stuff, and if I'm slightly too slow on it, I normally end up getting drive impacted or, you know, perfect parried and stuff like that, so I think I need to try and stand a little bit closer so I can use medium attacks more. That way if they try to do drive impacts and stuff like that, I can cancel and counter it rather than just getting bodied by it when I'm slightly too slow on my reactions. But my reactions will improve once I start learning the animations and getting used to the, you know, responding to them appropriately with the right buttons. Rare drive rush for me there, don't normally use drive rush. The reason I don't use drive rush in neutral a lot and for like Oki situations is because of that. I spend it so much on combos that I feel like if I were to try and use it in neutral and for Oki situations as well, yeah, I knew she was going to do that, so I buffed super. If I try to use it in neutral and in Oki situations, I'm just going to be burnt out constantly, and I really feel like being burnt out with Manon isn't very good. It's bad. Some characters I feel I can get away with being burnt out because they can keep their distance. I think Guile, maybe. I mean, being burnt out with any character is bad because you lose access to all the drive gauge stuff. But if you can keep your opponent at bay from range long enough for your drive gauge to come back, I feel like being burnt out isn't too bad. But with Manon, you don't have any projectiles. You don't have the best anti-projectile tools. Your attacks have pretty good range, but they're not like the best. So you have to keep your opponent at bay, you have to engage them with melee, essentially. You don't have like super far ranged options, so you're very susceptible to being drive impacted and stuff like that, so I don't like to get burnt out, but I'm just really bad at managing my meta right now. yeah, but I am getting a lot better countering drive impact in situations like that. It's much easier to counter when you... Yeah, I used a low there for once. Yes, that was good by me. But drive impact is a lot easier to counter if you hit them while they're in drive impact, because it kind of has like a slow time effect on them. I love that option at round start, but it's super risky and it barely ever works, but it's fun and it's funny when it works. Yeah, but hitting them when they do drive impact, it causes like a slowdown effect similar to like Strive's counter hit system, so it's a lot easier to react to. But when it's just raw in neutral, it's a lot harder, especially when you're looking for other things, you know, looking for projectiles, looking for lows, looking for jump-ins, you know, looking for your opponent drive rushing at you, just walking up on you and throwing, especially against characters with very good movement speed like Jury. It can be quite overwhelming trying to react to it in neutral. Oh, I'm getting bullied, yeah. Again, I kind of buffered it there because I knew when I'm burnt out, she just goes all in, because the frame data's better when you're burnt out, so I expected her to hit a button, so I buffered, and as soon as I saw her flinch, I hit the attack button to activate the super. I don't know what it is about Marisa. I think she's really fun to watch, and I think she's really fun to fight. There's some characters in this game that I really don't like fighting too much right now, but it's mostly down to, you know, just inexperience and not enough matchup knowledge on how to deal with them. You know, like, who's big problems for me right now? I think Luke's pretty hard, I think Jury's pretty hard, DJ feels hard, Guile feels hard. I feel like characters who have cancelable crouching medium kicks are pretty difficult to deal with because those buttons are just menaces, really. Luke and Ken are like two examples of that. It's really difficult to deal with just crouching medium kick. Especially because they have like good backwalk speed, so they can just kind of like backwalk, crouch medium kick, backwalk, crouch medium kick, and I've got to keep like nudging forward slowly, trying to like whiff punish or you know, like do a jump in or like just do something, but it's tricky. I need to figure out how to deal with it. I don't know how to deal with it too well yet, but I will figure it out, and I'll probably make a video once if I find anything. But yeah, it's quite annoying to deal with right now. Yeah, I burnt myself out again. I'm doing that way too much. I've got some pretty nifty combos with Manon, but a lot of them require drive rush or OD specials, so again, it's just that system of I need to know when I need to spend meter. Oh yeah, that was a bad buffer. I was buffering there and I was looking for her to flinch, and she did flinch, but it wasn't the flinch I was looking for, and now I'm gonna die for it probably. Yeah, I just need to kind of figure out when I should and shouldn't spend meter, because right now I kinda, if I do standing medium punch, I pretty much almost always do drive rush cancel on hit or block, and 9 times out of 10 when I don't do it, it's because I mucked up the input. Basically, that's what it comes down to, so I need to stop using it as much and start using target combos and things like that. Because a heavy punch target combo is really good. It's super easy to hit confirm. The medium punch one is good as well, but it's a little bit more tricky. I'm going to have to practice that to get better at hit confirming it, because the window's a lot smaller. I did recognise, at least in this set, that when she does the uncharged Gladius, she's minus, so I can take my turn back. Oh, yeah, she just sent it there. Oh, why didn't I do command grab? Why didn't I do command grab? I keep forgetting that Manon's... Well, I don't forget, it's just, once again, it's inexperience. I'm not, like, used to the situations yet, but Manon's light command grab has more range than the medium and heavy, but it's slower. So when the opponent's further away, you can use the either medium or light to cover the distance. Right, so where the heavy would whiff... Yeah, that was a good whiff punish. Where the heavy would whiff, you can do the medium or light to combos. Not combo, but, you know, hit the opponent. I should have used the medium there, I think. I do it sometimes on, like, situations where I try to whiff punish DPs, but I use the light command grab and it doesn't have the range, and I whiff on the DP recovery, and then I get punished for trying to punish them, and it's stupid. Honestly, when they do DPs and stuff like that, I should pretty much always use the light version, because why not? It has the range, and it's the increased startup it has isn't really a problem. I feel like I'm pretty disciplined on defense in this set, you know, I'm being quite patient, and it's working out for me, I think, for the most part. But I think in certain matchups I'm a little bit too patient on defense. I've been fighting a lot of players who do punch tick throws, which is definitely something I need to implement into my strategy, because I don't really do punch tick throws at the moment, when I really should, because I can just do like crouching light punch and then heavy command grab, and that's a tick throw because the command grab has like a 5-frame startup, I think. So especially once I start implementing like light punch frame traps, so they don't mash and they don't jump in those situations, I can start, you know, taking risks and going for resets and things like that. Not going for resets because I'm not hitting them, but you know, like taking opportunities when I'm minus to go for command grabs because I've conditioned them to sit there and block. I think it would definitely strengthen my my offense a bit more once I start implementing oh, that was a good whiff punish there as well. Once I start implementing frame trap light punches and tick throws, because I'm not really doing it right now. But yeah, good games, Marisa. Well played. That was a good set. I think I have another Marisa set coming up. Yes, I do. I think. One moment. There we go. Took a bit. I forgot to edit out the lobby bit because I was talking but my microphone was muted. Stupid. Now I think, if I'm not mistaken, one sec, loud noises in the background. I think this Marisa was a platinum player, so it's a pretty good rank. Obviously it's not like the highest, I think it's gold, platinum, diamond. No, gold, yeah, gold, platinum, diamond, masters. I think that's it. So I think she's slightly above average because I think the average player in this game's in gold, but I'm not certain about that. But she definitely felt good. She felt like she was around my skill level. I'm not saying my skill level is very high because I honestly don't actually think I'm platinum, but I felt like this was a fairly even set we played. Honestly, when I get around to doing my my ranked matches, I'm really not expecting to do too well. I'm expecting to get maybe gold at best, but you never know. I might get platinum. We'll be doing that for about a week though. Yeah, this Marisa is using some tech that the other Marisa wasn't. Drive rush into the guard point things for overheads and command grabs. So she's adding extra layers to our offense that the other Marisa wasn't using. The other Marisa was relatively straightforward, just I think like frame traps and plus some block pressure, but I'm not too sure. Once again, I have to check the frame data on that to figure it out a bit more. I am trying to implement more non-hit grab combos into my pressure. Not pressure, but you know, just my game plan in general, because going for corner carry is pretty good. Getting people cornered in this game is very powerful. And once I start implementing the correct punish counter combos, I will be able to get hard knockdowns where the opponent can't back roll out of them, because I can do, say, for example, jump heavy kick, punish counter, back heavy punch, quarter circle back light kick for a hard knockdown, and the opponent won't be able to back roll out of it. And that will mean that they have to guess on wake up as to whether I'm going to do a meaty, let's say heavy punch for plus frames, or a command grab. Of course, if they have a DP, they can just use that to beat both options. But if they do a DP and I do nothing, then I get a punish counter on they did DP. So trying to create more Okizeme situations with Manon I think is going to be good, because a lot of the times with Manon I keep resetting to neutral. And it's not bad right now. I don't mind doing it because I do want to improve on my neutral. Yeah, I buffered again there. Thought you might do something. Yeah, what was I saying? Because yeah, I do want to improve my neutral, so Right now, I don't mind resetting to it all the time, because it means I just get to play neutral more, so I get to, as you would expect, just more time to learn it. But once I start getting better at neutral and I start wanting to make my Manon more scary, I think I need to start creating more Okizame situations. Oh, this is gonna kill. Oh, it's gonna be close. Oh, I'm just alive. Yeah. That was a panic super if I've seen one. She was spaced there to catch a jump in, so she didn't really have to do anything there. She could have just waited me out, which is exactly what she did. But for some reason I thought she was going to do like a Superman punch or something like that, even though she didn't have to. Oh, overheads. I think they're overheads. Good drive impact. I don't know what buttons Marisa has that are cancelable, so yeah, once again I'm not super familiar with frame data and game mechanics. One thing with this game in comparison to Strive is that the characters feel more unique because all the combo routes are different and what buttons are cancelable, what buttons aren't cancelable. It's all different, whereas Strive, most characters follow the same kind of like a template in terms of combos. Sure, they have their own combo routes, right? But every character can cancel close slash into fast slash into heavy slash. Whereas in this game, not every character has a medium punch, medium kick target combo. Not every character has a heavy punch target combo, so knowing the kind of nuances and differences between the characters is going to take some time. Especially as new DLC. I need to really start getting it learned soon because the first DLC character is coming out soon and the next one will be out in like a 3-month time period after that character, so considering I don't know the base roster yet and DLC characters are coming out soon, I really need to start focusing on it. Right, let's see if I can actually talk about the match for a bit. Ooh, throws. Throw loops are good in this game. Superman punch. Ooh. Yeah, see, I don't know what the frame data is on that stuff. That was just a YOLO drive impact, hoping for the best. Yeah. I know that big uppercut punch. I checked it. Somebody left a comment on one of my recent videos saying it was minus 14, somewhere around minus 14. So I did look it up and it is. I think it's about minus 15 on block. So if they do that big like uppercut punch, I can get massive punish combos, punish counter combos. But once again, I'm just not implementing it. Bonk. I was debating about doing a combo video for Manon, but Manon's not really a combo character. I mean, she does have some cool combos, but you really only need to know like a handful, honestly, to begin with. And due to how meter-aligned her combos are, the kind of situational, you're not going to be doing them super often, unless you're like insanely good at meter management. I'll just play neutral without needing to use drive rush and drive impact. And dunk. But I'm burnt out again. Ooh. Oh, I got it. Nice. I guess she was expecting another command grab there. Yeah, but I have felt, since I've been implementing the light punch Oki stuff like that, like you saw at the end of that match there, my offense has gotten a lot stronger. Doing like double light punch there, it's pretty good because it's obviously I said before with like the frame trap stuff that I'm not using yet and tick throws that I'm not using yet, but it's really easy to hit confirm. Oh, that's good to know. Right, so that big like charge punch loses to either it loses to drive impact flat out, or she didn't react. Yeah, she might not have reacted. And then, well, I don't know. That doesn't look like it would be drive impact cancelable. I'll have to look it up. This video is just me saying, oh yeah, I've got to look that up. I've got to look that up. I don't know that. I got to look that up. But I will look them up at some point. I wonder if that's real. That Superman punch there? I'm not entirely sure. Looking at that there, I felt like No, it's got armor, hasn't it? I think that has armor. If it has armor, I can't hit a button there. But I might be able to do like OD hit grab and armor through her armor. Not armor through her armor. Armor through her hit and then hit grab her after the armor wears off. Yeah, but my drive rushes in this set are a lot more consistent than they have been recently. I'm quite happy about that. Nice whiff punish. I've been trying to get my quarter circle back medium kick whiff, no it's not medium kick, light kick whiff punishes down because, like I said before, I keep misspacing myself. I'm too far away to use most of my buttons. Oh nice, yeah. And heavy kick is the one I predominantly use on whiff punishes, but if I don't timer out, or if I don't get the punish counter, I don't get a combo. And one of the problems with the heavy kick combo that you get on punish counter is if you mistime it, the special move won't combo and it leaves you so minus that the opponent gets a full punish. So it's a good combo to know, but if you're not like really consistent with the timing, especially against a high damage character like Marisa, it can get you killed. I played a Zangief, I think the day I recorded this set, and I mucked up the combo 3 times in one match, and the first 2 times I did it, he got command grab, so there goes 30% of my health for each command grab, and the 3rd time, he got his level 3 super from it and won the match, which was not good. You can't afford to make like execution errors with that combo against high damage characters, you just die for it. I don't use that very much, the hit grab kick version. I'm trying to think of like practical applications, maybe using like the hit grab to go through a projectile, because it has projectile invincibility, and then do the kick to try and stop them, you know, hitting a button or throwing out another projectile. Probably won't work against Guile, his sonic booms recover too fast, but against a standard projectile character it might have some applications. She burnt herself out with a combo. I should be playing a bit more aggressively. Oh well. Marisa played aggressively for me. But yeah, she was burnt out there and Marisa doesn't have projectiles, so I really should be pressuring her when she's burnt out because she doesn't have drive impact. She doesn't have parry, she doesn't have drive rush, she doesn't have anything, so she has her like standard pokes, but I can play around them a lot better when she doesn't have drive cage. I love that command grab. I love it so much. Once it gets to 5. Yeah, tried to buffer again to catch something and I missed it. Sometimes in situations I get a little bit panicky when I'm buffering super, so when I look for like the signs I need to, you know, like the I refer to it as like character twitches to do my to finish off the buffering. When I get nervous, I just start doing it at anything the character does. They could literally do like a little shimmy and I'll react to it even though it's not what I'm looking for. So I just need to calm down a little bit and not get as stressed. Well, not stressed, I don't really get stressed, I just get a bit twitchy. Ironically, I'm looking for them to twitch and yet it's me the one who's twitching. Yeah. I really shouldn't use that special as much in neutral, I just really like making reads with it and trying to catch the opponent not crouch blocking. It's bad obviously because you get hit and you get they get full punish counters for it. So the risk reward of using it is, at least in that context, really bad. You don't get much reward for hitting them and you can die if they block it. So I shouldn't use it as much, I just enjoy it. Oh, command grab. Kaboom. Oh, that was perfect. Nice. Yeah, I feel like I need to start implementing some more spacing traps. So instead of doing like standing medium punch drive rush, maybe try standing medium punch back walk, and then if they try to hit a button there, I can do like standing medium punch back walk, standing medium kick, and then try and get like a counter hit or something like that, or a whiff punish, or you know, a spacing trap. You know how spacing traps function, you know, just something to stop them hitting buttons so I don't have to use drive rush as much in my pressure routes. Don't get me wrong, using drive rush is really good on Manon because it's the only way outside of hitting the opponent Manon can get plus frames on block. None of her normals have plus frames, so it's really good in that sense, but it's so expensive. Especially when you use it like 2 times in 10 seconds. And burn yourself out and then lose the round because of it. Yeah, I tried a whiff punish there. A little bit too slow. Oh. Yeah, the command grabber. That's I think that's got to be unreactable. That looks really hard to react to. It's either unreactable or it's borderline. It's tricky. Maybe I just need to watch the animation of it to see if I can get used to the startup frames. Because there's certain moves in this game where I'm familiar with what they look like, but the first few frames, I know it sounds weird, but with Blanca Ball, for example, his chest and his head kind of lean back slightly before he does the Blanca Ball, and that tells me he's going to do the Blanca Ball before he's done it, so I feel like if I can find like a tell in the animation for that, I might be able to react to it. I'm not sure though. Maybe it is just straight up too fast, but I'm not sure. I think if it's like 20 to 25 frames, it might be doable. I don't think I could react to it if it's like 18 or something like that. That's a little bit too quick. I think for something to be reactable, it has to be around 15 to 18 frames, but I don't think my reaction speed's that good, honestly. A lot of my reactions aren't raw reactions, they're more kind of predictions that I like. I look for a specific option and I kind of have my hands in position to press whatever button it is I need to press. So once I see it, I instantly press the buttons. So it's kind of like a prediction reaction, if that sounds weird. It is kind of weird, but yeah, that's kind of how I do it. But I do think finding tells in certain animations makes reacting to stuff a lot easier. Because right now I think there's certain things like that kick, for example. I don't react well to that kick because I'm not used to the animation of it, but I can tell just looking at the animation that it almost certainly has a tell, and once I get used to it I'll be able to react to it a lot easier.
Round 2. Fight.
I can't do it consistently. Well, not as consistently as I can to things like Gladius and neutral, and Superman punch and neutral. Those are a bit easier right now. Was that a command normal, that forward knee? I don't know. It looked like a command normal, like a 6 medium kick or heavy kick or something like that. Not sure. It's been a while since I did Marisa's combo, so I'm not sure, but I'll have to take a look at it. I would like at some point to get around to playing most of the characters in this game, just so I can familiarize myself with the playstyle of the characters and the moves. Because once again, the characters in this game are just so unique by comparison to Strive. Strive has unique characters, but the uniqueness doesn't come from their normal attacks, so to speak. It's kind of weird, I don't really know how to explain it. Strive characters follow a template where I feel like Street Fighter's characters don't, which makes them a little bit more tricky to unravel at first. so I think playing them will make it a bit easier. But I'm going to wait on that, I'm not going to do it yet. I'm still just trying to get comfortable with the game right now. This game's taken quite a bit to get used to, honestly. I think by this point with Strive I was in a comfortable position, but not yet with Street Fighter. I think this game's really like beginner friendly if you use modern controls and stuff like that, but I was going to say Street Fighter brain. I've got Guilty Gear Strive brain, and it's taken me quite a lot of effort to get out of that Guilty Gear Strive brain.
Round 2. Fight.
Ooh. Yeah, I do not react to Drive Rush at all. Most of the time. It's very rare I react to Drive Rush. I never really look for it. I'm looking for everything else but Drive Rush. So when I come against players who really like using Drive Rush, they just smother us. I never like counteract it appropriately. It's not technically the hardest thing to counter. You just need to like hit a button, you know, hit a light punch, hit a light kick, just hit them out of it, but it's tricky for me at the moment. Burnout again. Lovely. Yeah, drive impact spam. I don't blame characters for doing that when you burn out. I don't blame characters ever for spamming drive impact. It's a strong mechanic, and when you're burnt out, your options of dealing with it are limited, so it makes a lot of sense to use drive impact. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know? If it works, it works. Oh, I was really happy about that. Oh, I cannot tell you. This moment here made me wish I hadn't had my mic muted, because that was a buffer reaction right there, and I was really happy with that. I was practically screaming at this point, honestly. I guess it's kind of good my mic was muted, because I would have probably just blown your ears out. Oh, I kick. I don't know what it is about Marisa's animations, but I think they're so cool. She just seems to hit. Like, the animations carry so much weight in them. Oh, the corner's so brutal, man, in this game. The corner's brutal in every fighting game, honestly. It's a bad spot to be in. But in this game, I feel like being in the corner is way worse than Strive. At least in Strive, right? In Strive, the wall breaks, right? So you can get out of the corner. There's certain circumstances where you can willingly choose to let yourself get hit, so the opponent breaks the wall and resets to neutral. Sure, they get positive meter bonus, but if you pick the right opportunities, they might not get that much damage. So you can kind of escape the corner by voluntarily letting yourself get hit, but in this game, there's no escape. Absolutely none. The only way out of the corner is through your opponent, and that's hard. It's hard in this game with throw loops and all drive impacts and all the nonsense like that. Especially with my Strive brain, because in Strive, DPs are susceptible to throws. So one of my primary counters in Strive, even though it's not technically the best option, is throws and command grabs, right? But when I play a Faust, I predominantly use command grabs to counter DPs when I think my opponent is going to wake up with a DP, but in this game, the only counter to DP is to block. So I'm having to like rethink my entire, well, not necessarily my entire offense, but I'm definitely having to rethink how I approach counteracting the defensive options of my opponent. Like perfect parry, there's nothing really in Strive that works like perfect parry. So I mean, there's burst, right? But burst isn't like perfect parry, honestly. So it's one of those things where it's such a new thing to me that I'm trying to figure out how it works and figure out how to counter it appropriately. I never use parry, honestly. I don't know why. I should definitely be trying to use parry on Wake Up. But I think using it too much is detrimental, because I think if you get thrown while you're in parry, oh yeah, that was nice. When you get thrown when you're in parry, it counts as a punish counter, so you take more damage. I think that's how it works. But I still think it's a very good mechanic. Even if you don't really get much damage from like a perfect parry into a punish, right? The damage scaling is monumental, so you don't get much of a reward for doing it in terms of damage, but the primary reward is obviously you get to take your turn, right? You get to swap the offense around and escape situations that normally are very difficult to get out of, so I do think it's really strong, and I need to start using it a bit more. Yeah, I buffered there and I saw her dash, so I pressed a button. Basically, if I buffer well and I get the timing down right, I can pretty much just hit an attack button. Oh, that's unfortunate. I can pretty much just hit an attack button and get supers and stuff like that. Buffering's so useful. I've been learning how to buffer for a while now. I started learning with Testament, but I only really used it in neutral with Testament. And I'm having to use it a lot more in different circumstances in this game. But I do feel like I'm getting better. I feel like I made quite a bit of an improvement that day when I recorded this against those Marisas. My execution was a lot cleaner. But I will bring this video to an end. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.